Hello and welcome to another episode of Worst Collection Ever. This is the show where we tell you about the worst comic book collection in existence, and it just happens to belong to us. I'm Jen.
And I'm Shawn.
And we are currently melting.
Yes.
It is miserably hot in Los Angeles today.
Yeah.
We don't have air conditioning.
Well, we have fans and
We have fans, but I mean, like, we don't have like an air conditioner in our apartment.
Yeah. We don't have one of those fancy air things like people have.
Yeah, we don't have a fancy apartment. It sucks.
Yeah.
So we have windows open. If there's background noise, that's why.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just ate an Otter Pop.
Yeah, trying to keep cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those things. I don't know what it is about Otter Pops. When you have one, you just kind of internally cools down your core. Mm-hmm. I like it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm glad we have it. So
we're like kids.
Yeah. Well, but they're for adults too.
We need them.
Frozen things are for adults too.
That's true.
That's how we're doing it here. So I don't know. I guess we can get into our comic. You know what? I guess I do want to share. I was blocked on Twitter by Hulk Hogan today.
I'm so proud of you. What did you do?
I don't know exactly what I did, but I am assuming what happened, and this is maybe a cautionary tale of sorts for you folks that are looking to promote your show, and maybe things to do on social media that may or may not be smart to do. But towards like the beginning of the year, I decided to take the approach because I wanted to get our show, some more attention. And the way I kind of saw it was, so there's
the kayfabe show.
Well, no, both shows.
Okay.
Yeah, both of our shows. Because, I just wanted to start out of the gate. I started out with the gate with the kayfabe show and did with our show where we tag Apple Podcasts, you tag some of the places that are featuring the show, or at least the link that you're featuring. I decided to, tag a lot of like podcast journalists, and I think some people actually like stopped me from tagging them.
Yeah.
I didn't get blocked by them, I don't think, but they, so it's whatever, I did it, and it's not the smartest thing to do, because what happens is when you tag a bunch of people, and if some people interact with that post, they typically will just respond to everybody that's tagged in it. Because you can tag up to like 10 people with a picture. And it's very much, I think it's annoying to people if you tag someone and, there's a conversation going on that they're not really a part of.
Yeah.
At all, but they're just in this conversation and they just keep getting responses and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, it happens.
Sure.
If you people want to tag in something so they see that so that they know they want you to see it.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But there's sometimes like on Facebook, the same thing kind of on Facebook where people will, tag like a ton of people in a post because they might, because it's related to something that, like something you like with common friends, but maybe, but the problem is that, and this is why I never comment on Facebook posts.
Oh, yeah. The minute you comment on a Facebook post that's not just like your friend or whatever, or even if it's like your friend, like let's say somebody gets married.
Yeah. Or birthdays.
Birthday. Hey, happy birthday. Congratulations, whatever. And then you'll always get notified.
Yeah.
Whenever anybody else posts shit.
Yeah. And you can turn that off. It's easy to turn that off, but at the same time, it's kind of like you're not really, if you're like me, you try to limit as much of your time on Facebook as possible. Yeah. Because it's just uncomfortable sometimes to go on there. And but that's the thing. It's like, I'll be tagged in a post, of somebody's, and it was like a birthday post, and people are commenting, especially if it's a popular person or something. Mm-hmm. So, and that's the thing. I just don't have, like, there's a bunch of, like, groups I'm a part of, like comic book groups and different podcast groups. I'd love to engage more, because I think that's, a big part of how you are able to push your shows. If you engage more and you actually show that you're paying attention to whatever's at hand, and people, will respond to that. But I can't handle the notifications.
Right.
So, and I don't even have it on my phone, thank God. It would be even worse. But anyways, so that being said,
you got blocked.
I got blocked by Hulk Hogan because I started. So what I probably did at one point and multiple times is tag Hulk Hogan in one of the I Could Talk Kayfabe posts, because he's been mentioned quite a bit in our show. I mean, we do talk.
Shock.
And he's usually you mention Hulk Hogan, in the best of terms. You know, we often have me and Joe have kind of a fascination with his alternate outfits that he has worn throughout his career.
Yes.
You know, and we've talked about that. You know, we'll talk about just different angles.
And pork.
But one of that, exactly. And we kind of pull that a lot on this show where we make fun of Hulk for his, his sexploitation.
I'm not making fun of him for having sex in that tape.
Right, okay, yeah.
I'm making fun of his comment of too much pork and being fascinated with the drapes. Not him banging anybody. I want to make that very clear.
Yeah, no, look, I mean...
Hey, if you're a consenting adult and the person you're with is a consenting adult, man, fucking thumbs up.
Right.
But if you're going to comment on drapes during a sex video, I'm going to giggle.
Well, also, too, people making jokes about, how tan his body is, except for his,
yes.
And how regular white he is.
Yeah.
And then also a lot of people talking about how he's big as a thermos, yeah. And just a lot of Hulk Hogan, a lot of Hulk Hogan jokes,
Yeah.
But that, case in particular was a very, difficult, I'm assuming a difficult time for Hogan, because he took Gawker to the woodshed.
He did. He got backed by Peter Thiel, who hated Gawker, and he got to take them down.
Yeah. And but I mean, I don't know. So I feel like I make a lot of jokes about that stuff. I mean, we definitely make jokes on here.
Of course, yeah.
I don't think he's listening to this show.
No.
But maybe it was just we tagged him. And
but if he is, Hulk, I'm not making fun of you for banging anybody.
I listen to my wrestling
making fun of your obsession with drapes.
I know. I will make fun of him for drapes.
I just think it's an interesting.
While getting serviced and being like, "Hey,
it's an interesting thing to mention when that's happening to you." You're just like, "Look, these are nice drapes." And you're just like, "What?"
Did you get that clock from the flea market? Kind of like whatever.
I mean, maybe we've all had those moments where you're supposed to be paying attention and other to something else that's going on, and you're just like, "Oh wait, no, well, that's a nice table." Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. How much does that cost? Is that from IKEA? Yeah. No, but I mean, but regardless, I think maybe we tagged him in something.
Maybe.
And he, because we have a few episodes, like we actually did a recent episode where there's this one magazine that does like dream matches, and he was a part of a dream match with Mike Tyson.
Oh.
And it was a very interesting, very well written fantasy story.
So it's fanfic, basically.
Well, that's all wrestling magazines are fanfic. Maybe not so much now, but definitely in the 80s it was.
Yeah.
It was definitely fanfic. That's the whole thing that me and Joe talk about, is like it's fanfic from like men with mustaches.
Yeah.
Who, really love wrestling. So but yeah, so anyway, so I guess I'm assuming he blocked me because he got too many notifications.
Well,
and it probably wasn't that many notifications, but he was probably, and maybe he did listen to it.
Maybe.
So,
but I'm just really proud of you for getting blocked.
I know, that's my first celebrity block.
Good job, babe.
I've never been blocked by a celebrity, and being blocked by the one of the biggest names in pro wrestling.
You should be proud.
I don't know. I feel like I had to share it.
I'm very proud.
I mean, I know maybe I shouldn't be happy about that, but
why wouldn't you be? I would be happy.
I don't know if my people was like, this is embarrassing for people in our job, but I don't know how many people actually that my job actually know this,
I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah. It's ridiculous, but I had to share that in this show because it's got nothing to do with comic books.
Yep.
Maybe at some point we'll do Hulk Hogan we did Hulk Hogan in a comic book.
We did. He was in that comic we talked about.
Yeah, we talked about him quite a bit.
We sure did.
So,
yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just melting at the moment. I'm just so freaking hot right now. We saw Transformers 5. It was garbage. Don't see it.
We did see Transformers 5, yeah.
Saw it just so I could listen to We Hate Movies on Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually...
it's a garbage movie.
There's a lot of logical craziness that we could probably spend a good hour talking about.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, just don't see it.
Yeah, so don't.
And if you have seen it, just listen to We Hate Movies on Tuesday.
Yeah, definitely check out their podcast. They're going to make fun of it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. So, all right, you know what? Let's take a break. Okay. We'll come back, and we'll talk about our book for this week.
Guys, we finally developed our time machine. Should we use it to go back and see how Stonehenge was built?
Or become friends with Hitler and convince him to stay in art school.
Or we could go back in time and get the comic books we missed. Yeah!
The Comic Book Time Machine. A journey back in time to explore comic books. Good and bad. whether from 7 decades ago or 7 days ago. Join our journey at comicbooktimemachine.com.
All right, we're back here on Worst Collection Ever with our comic for the week. It is World's Finest Comics, number 286 from December 1982. It is Batman and Superman.
Oh, Superman and Batman.
Superman and Batman, because that's a World's Finest. It's been a while since we've done a World's Finest.
It has, and this is actually one of the later World's Finest.
It is, yeah. It's
in my collection.
It's in the 80s, so it kind of... actually, it's funny because looking at how this comic is arranged here, because I think I've usually the cover is usually the World's Finest is really big.
Yeah, no, this is Superman and Batman are really big. World's Finest is very small at the top.
Yeah, so it's obviously that the book was probably not selling as well.
Yeah.
But maybe because they were like, well, because not Superman and Batman aren't prominent enough.
Well, I think there's a vague reference to it in here, but I think they must have had a falling out around this time.
Who, Batman and Superman?
Yeah, they're like not as good of friends as they used to be for some reason.
Oh. Well.
I don't know what happened. Who knows?
It was Bivas. This is actually Bivas happened.
Yeah, this is like pre-crisis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
pre-crisis, so yeah, we got, some wackiness going on. But this is kind of like, it's like...
they're trying to be a little bit more serious, I think. Yeah, and it just doesn't... I don't know. For me, it's ridiculous, but it doesn't work as well as some of the other ones, I feel.
No, well, there's a lot going on in this, too.
There is. They pack a lot of shit into these 20 pages.
Yeah. So, anyways, on the cover, we have Batman and Superman, and they are surrounded by a bunch of men who look like KKK members in red outfits. Ooh, that's cold.
Yeah. Too cold?
Yes. I'll let you handle that.
Okay, I was just gonna give it to you so you could cool down too. I have like one of those like things you put in with food to keep it cold. You know, one of those refreezable blue gel things, and I'm like just putting it on my face because it's really warm in our apartment.
Cold. We're gonna probably have to hustle through this because just FYI, because it's warm and we're
I'm like dying. I need to go find like air conditioning.
And Jen's cranky.
I am very cranky. I am not gonna survive climate change. I do not like hot weather. Like, when it gets so hot that I can't, like, do anything else but just sweat. Yeah, I don't like it.
This is coming from somebody who, we lived in Boston.
Yes, we did.
Where if it was like this in Boston...
We didn't have any air conditioning in Boston either.
Yeah.
Yeah, but except the only good thing about here is it's not 92% humidity.
No.
Which, if you live on the East Coast, you know that is a thing that happens, and that's a goddamn nightmare.
Yes, it is.
Because at least here, when the sun goes down, it's going to get a little cooler.
Yeah.
Our apartment's still probably going to be warm as hell, but outside's going to be tolerable. Mm-hmm. In Boston, that does not happen. It's constantly hot. It's 98 degrees at 3 o'clock in the morning, and that's no fun. So
yeah. Okay. So anyway, so the story is called "When Hell Breaks Loose." Mm-hmm. Not to be confused with "All Hell Breaks Loose," the Misfits song.
Nope.
It is. We have started off with Batman and
we're on the Watchtower.
Yeah, they're on the Watchtower. It's Batman and Superman, and they're flanking Zatanna, who's on a table being scienced on by Wonder Woman.
Yes.
Because apparently she is in some sort of mystical coma.
Yes.
That they cannot figure out. And we go back to the previous issue, or I'm assuming it's the previous issue.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Well, they don't reference it because they have like a little note here.
Yeah, like C issue, whatever. And that's not in here.
I'm assuming it's the issue before. Basically, what happens is Superman and Batman were doing a thing.
They were fighting a tiger?
Well, no, what happens... Okay, so I like is Batman's like... Superman's like, well, I was dropping off Batman after we did a case.
Yeah.
And then...
then a tiger showed up.
Then I was in an alley, and I saw like a tiger man fighting... trying to mug somebody, so I punched it.
Right.
And then as I was doing that, like some black cloud made me all fucked up.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of other humanoid animal monsters, like a friggin' like we're talking like as a fucking Animan and shit.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of like animal was this Utopia and shit.
Yeah, they just like disappeared, or they like.
Well, no, these monsters show up.
Yeah, but didn't they disappear because he says it was a dream?
No, he says that Batman. No, what happens is
Batman overcame the creatures.
Batman, because he's like Batman overcame the creatures because of course, because he's fucking sweet as shit.
Yeah, because Batman, bro, when they chest bump,
he punched a bunch of animals in the face.
Yeah, and then they just chest bump.
So, but then Superman went home and had a dream.
Oh, that's right. They were like, "Oh man, you killed all those tigers. All right, bye." And then Superman went home and had a weird dream.
He went, "Yo, nice punch of those tigers, bro."
Yeah.
Bam.
And is this the dream where he sees Zatanna?
He has a dream where it's about a connection between the Dark Cloud and the Zodiac idol that is something that was stolen from his fortress.
Oh, okay.
Right? So basically, some Zodiac idol was stolen from his fortress because basically Superman's like...
He collects.
Yeah, he's a collector.
Him and Batman both.
He's a hoarder.
They're both hoarders.
Yeah, hoarders.
Absolutely. They're both, and they're just lucky that they have a lot of space.
Right, and so they were like, hey, I decided to chuck these coins...
they're somehow related to the idol.
Because the idol, so apparently if you put the coins in...
Then the idol does some fancy thing.
No, it just, all it does, it allows it to spin. Because later we see the guy using it, and he's just like, well, put the coins in. Now you can spin it. I'm like, you can't spin without the coins? This
Apparently
is a shitty-ass wheel.
It becomes a fidget spinner.
It is, yeah. It's Superman is stealing fidget spinners.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, that's a sweet-ass fidget spinner. And he took it. And basically, so they're like, hey,
so we got these coins.
We're like, let's get Zatanna and see what's good.
Yeah.
You know, what's going on with this. So he takes one of these coins and he hands it to her.
Oh, yeah. So Batman is there, too.
Yeah.
And they go to see Zatanna, and they're like, hey, you want to check out these cool coins? And Batman's like...
For heaven's sake, don't buy these coins.
Yeah. Don't do it. If somebody on the streets of New York comes up to you and wants you to buy coins, Robert Stack says no. So Batman's like, hey, here, check out my cool coins. And, like, he hands them to Zatanna, and she just, like, flips her shit. And she starts, like, screaming and, like, attacking them and all that sort of stuff. But then Batman gets the coins back, and then she just collapses. And now she's in a coma.
And here we are.
And Wonder Woman's like, well, I'm just going to take her to Themyscira because apparently I have this purple ray.
She actually goes to, it's not like a name day thing.
I don't think she's going to Themyscira. I think she's going to go see Prince.
Oh, nice.
I mean, like, what else? Who else would have a purple ray?
Oh, she could have a sexy time with Prince?
Yeah, I mean, if you need something purple, who do you go to? I mean, back then.
Which Prince song do you think was written about the time when Wonder Woman and Zatanna showed up?
Raspberry Beret?
Raspberry Beret. That's the only one I can think of. I know he's got...
Little red Corvette?
Yeah. This one's about the time... Why my Dusty Rhodes all of a sudden?
I don't know. What happened? Are you going to get banned by Dusty Rhodes' ghost?
Oh, great.
I came back from the grave to block you on Twitter.
Being blocked by dead Twitter. Right.
Actually, that'd be fun.
What, dead Twitter?
Yeah, dead Twitter. Well, actually, that would really suck. If there was Twitter in the afterlife, you'd be like, God damn it. Because then there'd be, like, trolls and shit.
Oh, yeah. Dead trolls.
Dead trolls.
Let me see that thing.
Still, told you.
It's just cultic. Ah! 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 Ah!
Better?
I'm shirtless, guys. That's what you know.
You are
That's how
definitely...
warm it is. That's why we don't take pictures of ourselves during the podcast.
You are rocking the Larry Merrick. That is for
yeah,
sure.
this is my dad's outfit.
Yeah, it is. It's literally, I think I saw your dad in a shirt like 4 times.
So anyway, so they, so she's okay. So she calls it a purple healing ray.
Okay.
It's like because we harvest the power of Barney the dinosaur
Or Prince.
or Prince. Yes.
Yes.
They do what they do is they get Prince and he just plays guitar and they transmute that into there we go. He uses the power of music to heal women.
Yeah, I'm sure that actually probably works.
Which is actually a real thing.
Which is actually what happened with Prince.
It's like Prince figured that out. And
yeah.
So, however, though, and this is something, the first thing I figured this out, where I'm like, why is Wonder Woman, well, I think because Wonder Woman...
Well, she's going to Themyscira.
Wonder Woman was already there.
Ladies.
Right, but Wonder Woman was also already there doing monitor duty.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
And they're like, well, we got to figure out monitor duty.
Batman's like, I'll stay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, don't worry about it.
But also, I'm like, why not just call like Dr. Fate?
Right? If you need a mystical thing going on, who else?
It's 1982. Dr. Fate is he's not doing anything.
No.
You can
he's literally probably sitting by the phone right now in his tower.
Yeah.
Just been like, think anybody's going to call today? What's her name? Demelza? What's his wife's name?
Inza.
Demelza. Demelza's the lady in Poldark.
Oh, okay.
It's one of those fucking weird names, like, from back in the day.
Demelza.
Demelza. What do you think, Inza? Anybody gonna call today? And she's like, maybe. And she just tells him that every day, like, maybe someone will call, even though she knows no one's gonna call.
Do you think he just sits there with his helmet on, just waiting? Like,
yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
She has to, like, bring him tea and be like, how about you take that off for a while?
No, they might call me.
Well, you can just take a sip. It'll be fine.
I mean, my fate straw. Or maybe it was like when he has in Brave and the Bold, he just presses the side of his mask and it just lifts up so he can eat chips.
Yeah.
So that's how it goes.
Yes.
See, so we got it all figured out.
Yep.
We're writing a D story to this book that's already full with crap.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff. This, if you think it's already like, wow, there's a lot of shit going on, just wait.
Yeah. So anyway, so they're like, okay, like, so we're
gonna do this thing.
So Wonder Woman goes off, and then we cut to Dr. Zodiac, who apparently
Dr. Zodiac has been busted,
and he's
for I don't know what.
Well, for being a criminal, and he's sitting there
in jail.
He's sitting in jail. And what happens is because he's in a building. He's in an office building.
Oh, that's right. He's thinking back. So he's in a building in like Arizona.
Yeah.
And he's like pacing around and he's thinking about like, man, how did I get myself into this?
What did I do?
So then he thinks back to he was in prison and he was happily sitting there in prison, minding his own business. And all of a sudden a lady walked through the wall. Mm-hmm. A sexy lady.
Yeah, what a shape. He goes, shape popping up out of nowhere. What a shape.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you know that's a woman?
Well, I mean, you can usually
woman,
tell.
what if it's like a fucking, like a reptile monster that just happens to look like a woman and it eats your brain?
It could definitely be that.
Whatever.
So here comes Madame Zodiac.
Yeah.
And she shows up and she's like, hey, I'm here to break you out.
My name's Madame Zodiac, and like I can probably help you because we have the same last name.
By the way, it's super sexy. Look how sexy
And I'm wearing like a black dress. This is my outfit. I'm just wearing like
an evening gown.
I'm just wearing an evening gown.
And he's like, but people will notice. And she's like, no, I'm going to use my power to like do a hologram of you. And then
he creates a mystical illusion that's basically like a living, breathing doppelganger that just kind of sits on the bed and looks pensively.
Yeah. So he's like, yeah, woohoo, I'm out. So then they go. Zaps them out of there somehow with magic powers. Yeah. And they end up in her apartment building where she's got that thing that was stolen from Superman.
Yeah, she's got the Wheel of Fortune or
the wheel thing. And she's like, hey, I've got the coins. And he's like, oh, but the coins are all fake. And she does magic on them, so they replace somehow with the real ones.
Yeah.
And then she puts them into the wheel, and then it spins.
I don't know why she needs him to do this.
I don't know.
Is there a point?
There's really no point for why she needs him.
Unless she just uses like a patsy or something like that.
Yes, I don't know. I mean, she might need him for other reasons, as we see. She doesn't seem to need him for this.
Okay.
And she's like, oh, yay, call me Marissa, is that her name?
Yeah.
And then he's like, yeah. And then they go like stand outside and they're like, yeah.
They go have a look outside and that gets them all.
And he like puts his arm around her and then they're like, smeech. And they start kissing and they start fucking, whatever. I mean, we assume they have sex. And then he's like, if only, and then we're back into the present where he's like thinking and he's like, if only I knew that then, because apparently this chick's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Cause she's like, all right, like, let's
go chant around our wheel. Let's like do things to it because like a Dark Lord is going to be coming out.
We have a Dark Lord and he's in this bubble.
I thought it was related to the wheel, isn't it?
I think so, but basically, yeah, because she uses the wheel to like
call him.
I think get him like
conjure. I don't know. Somehow gets a Dark Lord is stuck in basically a snow globe.
But she keeps this dude in her apartment. Like she keeps like this snow globe monster in her apartment.
And he's like, and this guy's just not happy with it. He's like, oh, I just wanted to steal things. I didn't know I'd be.
I just wanted to have some sex and maybe
Yeah, I didn't realize I was gonna be actually hanging out with the Dark Lords.
Hanging out with Dark Lords and stuff that are in snow globes. This is weird. It's like a cloud with eyes.
It is a cloud with eyes.
I don't like
it. So then she's like, yeah, we need to like get him food or something.
Where does it say that?
Well, isn't that what they do? They have to like feed his.
Well, they're saying that he used a bunch of energy to create supernatural beastmen to attack Superman,
right,
and Batman,
and now he doesn't need any more energy.
Yeah, so he needs like protein bars and stuff.
Yeah, so they need to get him some protein bars.
Oh no! Then they start playing with the wheel.
Yeah, that's the thing because this is supposed to give him energy, and I guess so they start playing with the wheel and spinning.
Then the thing is, all you literally do is spin it.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Yeah, so it spins and then it like makes him start like coming out of the top of the globe.
Right.
And he kind of like comes out of the top of the building and it's just like a cloud.
Yeah.
And so then we see Wonder Woman zapping Zatanna.
Wonder Woman using her Prince Ray.
Yeah, she's using her Prince Ray, but Zatanna sits up and she's like, no, the evil, you have to stop it.
Yeah.
And then she collapses again.
Yeah.
Before she can really explain what this cloud is. So then we cut to Batman and Robin shirtless,
like me,
exercising together. I think they're doing
gymnastics. They're doing high wire gymnastics.
I'm not sure where this is taking place. It's in Wayne Manor somewhere, but like,
well, you always got Bruce Wayne has a big top.
You think he does?
It's like Big Top Pee-wee. Yeah.
Okay.
Big Top Bruce.
Yeah, not only that, but like Bruce is kind of a dick here because he totally he's not paying attention.
Yeah,
he starts thinking. What does he think here? This is my favorite thing. Yeah, so they're like, Dick's like, all right, I'm gonna do this cool flip, and Bruce is like, okay. And then Bruce thinks like, I didn't realize how much I'd missed these sessions while we were at odds. In fact, I've been missing a lot of things in life. Where's the thing where he says like, oh, I was doing this with Dick or whatever?
Maybe over here.
Oh, that's right. Oh, it's really great to be working out with Dick this way again.
Yeah.
You're just like, what is happening with you, Batman?
And so he's thinking...
But he's like not paying attention.
He's not paying attention, and as they're about to...
and this is kind of a dick move to pull on somebody whose parents died this way.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's kind of a sad... Yeah, it's pretty sad. Because they're like, yeah, so...
I'm not going to pay attention to you, and then he misses Dick, who just falls into the net. Luckily, there was a net, unlike when his parents died. Like, you can't even wear a strand of pearls around Bruce Wayne without him crying.
Yeah.
And, like, Dick has no problem here.
Yeah, Dick gets over it.
Yeah, he's like, it's fine, I get it. This isn't the same thing.
No.
If this were Batman, we'd have nothing but, like, 20 more pages of him just crying.
And then we get, like, Bruce Wayne cracking jokes. Because he's
I don't know if that's necessarily a joke. I know they say it's a joke. I don't know if it's a joke.
It's a joke. If it's coming out, something like that's coming out of Batman's mouth, that's a joke.
It's an attempt at a joke because it's not funny.
Right, but it doesn't. Okay. But that's his tight five.
He's trying. He's really trying.
So because what happens is Dick.
Oh, by the way, during this, they're both shirtless and in very small shorts.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that going on in these pages.
They gotta be as bare-chested as possible to, kind of, I guess, simulate the most difficult conditions. I don't know.
Sure. So they crawl down, and Alfred shows up with a robe.
Here's where Batman goes as a joke, because he's like, so Dick's like, guess so, but you just spoiled probably the most perfect triple forward flip ever executed. And Bruce is like, executed? You mean murder, don't you? I'm like, what? And they're like, man, that was a kind of a good joke.
Smiling.
Yeah, Dick's like, hey, that's kind of a good joke. Maybe like
because I make shitty puns.
And then like he gets an invitation to some guy's
like
ball.
The phone rings and like it's his buddy, and he's like, oh no, it's to join a new polo team.
Yeah,
which apparently Batman plays polo. And they're like, oh, well, we know you're going to turn that down, Bruce. And Bruce accepts the invitation.
Bruce is like, no, I'm going to start doing things for me.
He's like, I'm going to start, like, being, me. I'm going to do things. Well, so that's that. And
that's Batman's downfall. He's doing things.
Yeah, that's the problem.
He shouldn't be doing...
Never do things.
Never do things.
Never venture outside.
Because you notice when Batman doesn't do things, he's Batman. He's best at being Batman.
Right.
But here he is. He's like, well, I think I might do some polo. And then, he probably...
And then all sorts of bad shit happens.
Ruins everything, yeah.
I mean, really, the lesson we can all take is never try.
Yeah.
As the Simpsons have told us. So then we cut to, I believe this is Metropolis. Yes. There's a cloud.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's that cloud from earlier. It's wandering.
Actually, it's not Metropolis. It says a major city.
Well, he's here.
Oh, okay. Okay, I don't know.
Well, okay, so maybe it's a major city. Maybe it's not Metropolis. I don't know. There's a cloud wandering through the streets. There's a rabbi walking down the street, being, just having a day. And all of a sudden, he sees...
Well, he gets affected by the cloud.
He gets affected by the cloud, and he looks into the windows of a building, or of I think that's a synagogue.
Yeah.
And there's just, like, swastikas all over it.
There's swastikas and broken windows, and he gets...
But I don't know if they're actually there, or if he just sees them.
Well, I think that's what he sees? It's kind of like this dark cloud is influencing people to see their innermost things that they rage against most.
Well, things that they're like afraid of or hatred towards them.
Yeah, and so it kind of brings that up, and that's why
So he's like, oh no, and then the cloud moves on, and now we're in Metropolis.
Yeah, the guy actually the rabbi. I know it's it's supposed to be a very dark moment here.
Yeah, but it doesn't have anything to do with the rest of the book.
Well, just showing what this cloud can do. But I do want to say that I do find it kind of humorous that the rabbi goes up to this building now and he's got his like fists up like he's like a fighting Irish.
I think he was just like, argh!
He's like, come on, you building.
Yeah, I think he's gonna punch the building.
Yeah.
And so then we are.
So now we're back. We're back in Metropolis.
Now we're in Metropolis. Clark's walking to his apartment, and he's like, "Oh man, I like this little walk to my apartment." And then one of the women who live in his building is like, "Hey, have you seen my dog?"
Why do we have to have like dialogue like that for him?
I don't know.
Like, why is it like? Why can't he not? Why do we have to always hear what he's thinking?
I don't know. Why do we have to think how much he likes walking from the train to his building?
You could literally have been like, "Hey, I walked in. Oh shit, something's going on."
Yeah, I don't know. And so he's like. The woman's like, have you seen whatever the dog's name?
Sophie,
it's steak night.
It is steak night.
And she never misses steak night, and she's gone. So she's like running around. If you see her, let me know. And so he like scans the building, and in an apartment down the hall is some Satanists about to sacrifice
like
this
full
dog.
Satanists. Like there's a gigantic altar in this place.
Yeah, and they're wearing like horns.
I know you got Anton LaVey.
This is the early 80s when the Satanic Panic was like a thing.
Yeah.
But it's really ridiculous.
So it's like they're in a church or something.
Yeah,
he's
there's
like
stained glass.
Because he's like, it's an apartment down the hall. It's like, no, he's in a church.
Yeah, this is like that Transformers.
It is like Transformers, a secret church.
Yeah. So Superman like busts in and he grabs the dog and he's like, "Go home, Sophie. It's steak night."
Go run through this church.
Yeah.
Back to your steakhouse.
Yeah, and so they're like, "We're gonna get him. He desecrated our altar," and Superman's like, "Nah." Bro.
I'm going to desecrate more than that.
Yeah, so but that's basically what he does. And then the cloud shows up and like kind of overwhelms him.
Yeah.
It just looks like somebody spilled ink on this page and kind of try to blot it.
Yeah.
And then so he busts out the side of the building and like falls on the ground.
Yeah.
And then the cloud goes away. And so now we're still in Metropolis.
No, we're in Gotham now.
We're back in Gotham. See, this is the thing. So we're back in Gotham. Lucius Fox.
Yeah, everybody
like,
Lucius Fox. Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, I'm going to go home. After a hard day trying to cover up my stupid boss's vigilante activities.
Yeah.
I'm going to go home. I'm going to get in my car and go home." So he gets in his car and goes home. And what does he find but the KKK on his fucking doorstep?
I want to point out something before we get into the rest of this, but Lucius he's driving home in Gotham.
Yeah.
But it's just the way that it's set up is like, he's driving through like what appears to be like a major metropolis.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden he just comes up to where like his house, which is just apparently on some street that is just, it's like, I think it's the only house there that is like, has like a lawn.
Yeah.
And it's just a house.
Yeah.
So it made me, I was like, does he live like that guy from Up?
Yes.
Where like he has that one house that he won't tear down.
Yes, it's a spite house.
So Lucius Fox has a spite house.
He absolutely does.
But unfortunately for him, the fog has affected apparently some people.
Some racists.
Because basically, the fog makes people
hate.
Makes people hate and makes people realize, man, I really hate other races, and then they go
people,
and now I'm gonna go and put a burning cross on this guy's lawn.
Yeah, and so then they attack. They go after Lucius. And so then we cut to Batman and Robin driving through the streets.
Apparently, at this point, Batman and Robin
have a convertible.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Yeah, that Batmobile looks like shit.
It's awful. It's a really bad one.
But also, he's like, apparently, at this point, due to whatever's going on politically in Gotham, there is no bat signal.
Okay.
He's like, because the old habits die hard, Batman. I keep looking up in the sky for the bat signal. And Batman's like, I know what you mean, Robin, but with the current political situation in Gotham, we must depend on other devices.
Yeah.
Like this fidget spinner.
Yeah, so let's go see Lucius for some reason.
Let's go. Well, they have their scanner.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently they know that he lives...
I don't know how they pick this up on the scanner. There's no police presence when they get there.
Well, it's the cars needed. The cars haven't shown up yet.
Oh, okay. So
apparently
they get there first.
Apparently they're close enough to this guy's house.
And when they get there, there's a flaming cross, and they have a rope around Lucius's neck, and they're going to lynch him. Blindfolded, and the whole thing, and then Batman, as they pull him off the ground, Batman hits the rope with a batarang, and Lucius falls to the ground.
Thank you.
This is really an uncomfortable comment.
Yes, it is.
This is really upsetting. And
then here's the thing. Then Robin shows up and he's like,
yeah, he's like, I'm telling jokes, and you're like,
he's telling jokes. I'm like, dude, fucking racism,
what?
man.
And then they start like fighting these dudes in sheets.
He's like saying like, "Oh, I hit this guy. He's ugly. No wonder we wear the hoods."
Yeah, I'm like, no, shut up.
And then that's about Batman. Robin's about to get burned or something, and
yeah,
Superman
because they're
shows
gonna throw him into the burning cross. So Superman shows up, and isn't this where they're like, "Oh, I know we have like a weird thing going on."
Yeah, they kind of deduce, but before that happens, Superman just basically does his favorite thing in the world, and throws something into space.
He takes the flaming cross and he just hucks it right into space.
He's like, "Well, they'll just burn up in the atmosphere."
Goodbye.
He literally, he's thrown so many things into space.
I'm telling you, I really want to write a comic about the planet where all that stuff falls down. I think it would be hilarious.
Maybe it's just Mars.
It might be Mars, but I'm just saying there's probably an inhabited planet where all this Earth trash falls down. People, whatever else, burning crosses that Superman has hucked into space, and it just like all falls down. And they have like a belief system around it, and it's just this weird shit. But it's all Superman's trash.
It's like Superman's clothes. Because he's throwing his clothes into space.
He's thrown everything into space. He threatens to throw people into space on a regular basis.
Yeah.
He just loves to throw shit in space.
He does. So they figure out that there's some sort of dark clouds, because he talks about, it's like, well, I was hanging out with Satan, the Satan cult, and I was beating them up, and, and you guys, there's this dark cloud going around.
By the way, the cops never show up during this.
And the cops never show up.
Nope.
The cops just go, eh.
You just have unconscious KKK members and Batman and Superman.
Yeah, and then they just leave Lucius there.
Yeah.
So who's to say Lucius goes back into his house, and then who's to say that these guys wake up and they're like,
right? Like, wouldn't you wait for the cops? I don't know. So then
maybe they did. We don't know.
I don't know. Maybe they did. And so then we're back with Madame Zodiac and that guy who thinks she's crazy, and he's like, "What has she gotten herself into? Whatever." And then we're on the street.
Now we're all of a sudden in Star City.
We're in Star City, and hey, guys, here's Green Arrow.
Here's Green Arrow for no goddamn reason.
And he's gonna fight a werewolf or something. Sure. And it's just a dude, a werewolf wearing pants, and so
actually, he looks exactly like the Marvel villain Vermin from Spider-Man books, but like. Gray, but instead of like peach fuzz, he's got dark gray fuzz and stuff. Yeah, and it's like he just shows up and this werewolf's like, ah.
Yeah, and then that's
he's trying to do that, and
then Hawkman shows up to talk to.
Well, Hawkman's in Midway City, and he's like, "Hey man, I should go see what's going on. Oh, some girl got attacked on the street. Oh, there's a guy running up the stairs of some water tower." And then it's like a vampire, so he kicks it in the face.
And then he goes.
And that's it.
Well, then he goes to fight, or no, he doesn't go to fight Batman and Superman. And so that's right. That's all.
We all just kind of see what this cloud's been doing.
And Batman and Superman are just like, and Robin are hanging out, and they're like, "Oh man, hey guys, FYI, we hear this over the radio. There's some zombies now."
That's right. I forgot about the zombies.
If you could come downtown, that'd be great. So they go downtown where the cloud is, and the cops are trying to shoot all the zombies.
Do they call them zombies at all? I don't think they do.
Do they? They're zombies.
They just call them Walking Dead.
They're the Walking Dead. It's a zombie.
They never call them zombies, actually.
So Superman lifts up a car and...
No, one of these zombies lifts up a car.
Oh, is that what's happening?
They're super strong zombies.
Superman grabs the car.
Okay. Yeah.
Throws the zombie into a building.
He throws a zombie into a building, meaning that if this zombie is either an affected human,
right,
or if it's just an actual dead person, he's just splatting human body onto this building.
Yeah, if it's actually dead, but if they're not, because then Batman.
I don't know how they know that they're dead. I
don't know, because that's all the cops said. Because
the cops are just like, well, we shot them and they didn't die. They must be zombies.
They must be the Walking Dead. Well, Batman, instead of checking that out, he just runs them over with the Batmobile.
Well, Batman does love his car deaths.
He sure does.
He is.
I'm glad that's a tradition.
He's like, finally, I get to run somebody's head over with my tire.
Yay!
And but they still keep getting up, and zombies are punching. Actually, they're not even trying to bite them; they're just punching.
Yeah, they're punching zombies.
Not once does a zombie go, "Hey, I want to eat some of that
brains."
Yeah, I need some flesh or brains or whatever. No, they just want to punch, which that doesn't sound like a zombie to me.
No.
So they're getting beat up by these zombies, and then we got this chick who is like, oh man,
Is that
Madam
Zodiac?
And she's like, oh man, like this guy or my Cloud Master is getting really strong. So now we have to like move him to his host body that we have selected for him. I don't know who that is. Maybe it's Superman.
Oh, we find that out.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Oh, we do.
We do find that out. So she's like, all right, time to move him to the host body. I mean, it's magic. They could have picked Superman.
Yeah, they'd probably be better off picking Superman.
Right, but they didn't pick Superman.
No.
They all of a sudden, all the zombies. Like,
basically what happens. So Robin gets like a hose.
Yeah, he opens up the fire hydrant,
and then Superman grabs all the zombies and puts them in like a big pile, and then Robin like sprays in the water, and Superman freezes them.
Yeah,
and then I don't know what he does with them. Then it's like
I don't know. There's just like a pile of them over here.
There's just zombie popsicles just hanging out.
Yeah, and so Batman's just standing there, but then as he's watching all this go down. And the cloud comes for him, and that's when it takes over his body.
Yeah.
So then at the very end, they're like, hey, buddy, what's anything wrong with you? And,
you look a little tense, buddy. You want a hand job?
Yeah. And Batman's like, nothing.
I give really
wrong.
fast ones.
He's like, nothing is wrong. And then, but he's evil. And because he's been taken over. And so that's the end.
Evil. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's it.
Yeah.
That's how this ends. We
went on a journey.
And we don't get to find out what happened with Hawkman kicking that vampire in the face.
I mean, maybe we'll find that out in the next book. But
I certainly hope so. I don't like being teased like that.
We went on a journey.
And there's a fucking werewolf in Star City.
Yeah.
And Wonder Woman's hanging out with Prince using healing women with her purple ray. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. So much crazy stuff is going on here.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on in this comic book.
So that's it for this.
Also, Batman drawn on this comic book looks like very weird.
He does?
Like his head is at a 90-degree angle, and his chest is going one way, but his knees are like going the other.
I could see that. He's moving about.
Yeah, he's like in a weird pose.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's it for this book. This World's Finest Comics, number 286 from December 1982.
Yeah.
I guess this is a easy question to answer, but would you read the next issue of this?
Yeah, this is starting to get, though, to the point where I'm not, like, I don't know if these continued after Crisis, I honestly...
No, this basically ended... The World's Finest ended like around when Crisis was. So you're getting towards the end here.
Yeah.
It's only got a couple years left.
Yeah, and as it gets closer to like 85, it's just kind of like, eh.
Well, they got to start tying shit into like other stuff. And
that's when I start losing my interest.
I don't know. I
would read the next issue.
Well, I'm definitely... I'm pretty on board with any of these books.
Yeah.
Like, I'm definitely...
They're silly.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Of all these, and I like finding out what dumb, crazy stuff is going on in all these.
I wonder what's going to happen when evil Bruce Wayne tries to play polo.
Oh man, I hope that happens. Where he's like, "You're here for your polo thing. This is great, Bruce."
And he's hitting people with a polo mallet.
He just starts pounding him. It's like, "That's not how you play polo." And he's like,
"This is how Bruce Wayne plays polo."
I'm changing the rules.
I like it.
Marco Polo pound.
That'd be funny. I hope that happens. Actually,
I hope that would be.
That'd be great.
Bruce Wayne's polo adventure.
Yeah.
And then Superman goes and enjoys some steak night.
With that dog.
Actually, he shows up and he's like, "Hey, you got any steak left for me? I'm Superman."
She's feeding him scraps.
No, I just had some gristle I threw in the garbage. You want to get that? Sure.
Chunk of fat I cut out for you.
You want to suck the marrow out of the bone? Well,
Hey, that's a delicacy now.
I know. That's what people be doing. Apparently, you can. There's a place in Cleveland, I guess, that they cook chicken wings so hot.
Yes.
That they cook the bones and everything, and you can eat the bones.
Yeah, I guess they become so cooked that you could literally eat the bone.
Apparently, it's very good.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, what about shards?
I don't know. That's a risk you take.
Well, I guess if they're that hot, there's probably no shards. I don't know.
I mean, you can eat the shard.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so Superman sucking marrow. Bruce Wayne plays polo.
Yeah. And Robin, I'm sure, just tells jokes.
Robin just writes down some material to try later.
Yeah.
He
really wants.
He goes to an open mic.
He really wants to be a stand-up.
He wants to be a stand-up.
That's really what Dick wants. He's like, I was born an entertainer. That's all I want to do.
You know, I had a pretty tragic childhood. They say comedy comes from tragedy.
Into an entertaining family.
Exactly.
He wants to keep doing it.
Yeah. So. Well, this is a lot of hope for these characters.
Yeah, there is
a lot of hope. So, well, that's it for this week's show.
Yeah.
You know, that's our melty show. So, thanks for joining us, folks. Please keep cool.
Try to.
If you can.
Yeah.
And check us out on Twitter at Angry Hero Shawn. I'm at Angry Hero Shawn on Twitter and Instagram.
And I'm at Jen Stansfield on Twitter and Instagram, jenstansfield.tumblr.com, jenstansfield.wordpress.com. Email us at worstcollectionever at gmail.com. We're on Facebook, Worst Collection Ever.
Yes. And then, of course, iTunes Apple Podcasts. Please rate, review, subscribe, and just rate and review the show wherever you get it. If you listen on Stitcher, SoundCloud, TuneIn, wherever you pick up the show, check us out and tell friends about the show. That's how we spread the word and keep things going. So hopefully next week will be much cooler.
Yeah.
And we'll be less cranky.
Yes,
but
hoping.
We hope you, definitely. So we hope you dig the show, and we'll talk to you again next time.
Bye.